Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham AFC from the point of view of long-term fans and new fans.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in. Hello and welcome to episode 107 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC. Right, a little bit of housekeeping before we start. So when this episode comes out on the 22nd of July, we will be on the third day of our holiday. So we are recording this earlier than normal. We're recording on the 19th of July. So there's one little thing we need to say. Anything that happens between lunchtime on Friday, the 19th of July, and the release on the 22nd of July, it will not be included. So if there's any major breaking news, it will not be in this episode. It's the only way that we could do it. We fly really early on the Saturday morning. We could have filmed while we were in Ibiza, which we have done before, but we felt this was probably the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure lugging the ring light and everything, so Ibiza's a good idea.
No, probably not. So we've gone with this option. So we are praying there are no new signings on the weekend. There's no major news on the weekend. We're just a nice quiet weekend will do.
Well, there's a game on Saturday.
Yes, I know. We'll talk about that in a bit, but just to keep it as relevant as possible, this episode, that would be great. So anyone at the club, just delay it. That would be any news, just delay it.
Yeah, because I'm sure they're going to do that for us.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about our double signing.
Shock signings.
Yes, a little bit, yeah.
Bit of left of field.
Yeah, I'll go with that as well. So some more club news. We're going to talk about the kits again. We're not going to talk about the kits every week, but we're going to talk about them this week. And we're going to obviously look at two of our opponents for next season. We're coming to the end of them now because the season's just around the corner.
Oh, I'm so excited.
The shirt, I should mention the shirt. So the shirt this week is nothing to do with Wrexham. It is...
well, there is. The person who's wearing it is in Wrexham.
Okay. That's a very tenuous link, but yes. So this is UD Ibiza.
Yep.
We're going to Ibiza on holiday, so I felt it was right
Ibiza.
To wear. Yeah, I felt it right to wear this shirt this week. UD means Union Deportivo, which basically means sports union. So sports union of Ibiza. So they're I've never actually been to a game, but I really like the shirt, so I bought it last time we were over there. So yeah. Like it? Yeah.
La Liga.
Yeah. They're in the Primera Federación, which is the third tier of Spanish football.
Was that meant to be a Spanish accent? 'Cause that was...
I was just trying to do my best with pronunciation.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, all right then. Look, a quick one. If you'd like to support the show, then you can visit our Buy Me a Coffee page, which is buymeacoffee.com/me the wife. Shall I read that again?
Yeah, I would.
buymeacoffee.com/me the wife.
Well done.
End.
So, we had two signings last weekend, which was...
It wasn't last weekend, it was in the week.
Was it?
Yeah, no, it's weird, isn't it? Our head's all over the place because when you...
I don't even know what day it is today.
Sian's been preparing for interviews that you've had. We've been getting everything ready to go on holiday. I've been working some extra hours in work so I could finish a little bit earlier on the last day. It's just all been going on. Yes, it was in the week. It was Tuesday, I think.
It Tuesday?
No, it was Monday. Monday. It was Monday. Yes, it was, because I worked different hours on the Monday and I was at home in the evening when it happened. It was Monday.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you may continue.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
So yeah, we had a double signing. Initially, when they put out the printer picture thing that they do for when they're signing new contracts. We just assumed there was just going to be one.
Yes.
So the first printout to come out was goalkeeper Callum Burton.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah, I was a bit. Do you know what? I don't think we're the only ones that are a bit like.
No, I think we were all sitting there going, right, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And we went, goalkeeper.
Yeah. So
I was, because we sort of all sat back and we went, Okonkwo, Howard, Hall, McNicholas, that's 5 goalkeepers, which we were just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
It was a bit of a surprise, if I'm honest. Now, it has since transpired that Luke McNicholas has gone on a season-long loan to Rochdale. So good luck to you, Luke, in that. But yeah, so that sort of makes a little bit more sense, I suppose, now, because Lewis Hall is young, so he plays.
Who?
What's his?
His name is Liam Hall.
Liam Hall.
Are you thinking of Lewis Brunt?
I don't know. Sorry.
Liam Hall.
Liam Hall is only 19, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he very much plays with the youth. The Utes in the element of the team.
Yeah.
I don't think he gets a lot of first team sort of like interaction. Very much in the youth setup. So let's put him to one side for a second. Luke McNicholas has obviously now gone out on loan. So the guy coming in is a number 2, number 3 for us. We've obviously got Arthur. And we've got Mark as well, so he will fit into that. You usually have 3 goalkeepers at a club. That's the norm. I think the thing that was confusing us is him coming in made it 5. But when you think about it, Hall being more part of the youth setup, and then McNicholas going out on a season-long loan, that leaves you with 3 strong, decent goalkeepers. It makes a little bit more sense, I think, now.
He's 27 years old. He's 6'2".
Yeah, it's not.
Is that tall? I don't know. I'm rubbish with like sizes and stuff.
I'm 6 foot, so he's 2 inches.
You're quite tall for me, anyway.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it was massive for a goalkeeper.
It's no Okonkwo, is it?
No, I think Mark's a little bit taller than that as well. So I wouldn't say it was huge for a goalkeeper, if I'm perfectly honest. But
so he spent the last 3 years at Plymouth Argyle as the number 2, and he obviously got released in May. So he was a free agent.
Yeah.
He played regularly at the end of the 22-23 season after an injury to their number 1 Michael Cooper.
Yeah.
So predominantly he's used in like things like the EFL Cup.
Yeah.
But Plymouth, rather than actual league games for Plymouth.
Yes. Yeah.
He was born in Shropshire.
Yeah, he came through the old Shrewsbury ranks, I would say. So I kept meaning to look. I think he was probably he might have been in and around Shrewsbury, maybe at the time. No, maybe not. They're quite different ages. Because obviously Ryan Barnett came through Shrewsbury as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not that close in age. So maybe they wouldn't know each other. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I don't know the guy. So
let us know, Ryan.
Yeah. So how can I say this politely? It felt. It was a little bit underwhelming, and that's.
I'd never heard of him, so it was very underwhelming for me.
Yeah, but I don't mean that I really don't mean that in a horrible sort of sense. But we've already got our number 1, yeah. We've already got our number 2.
Yep.
So you're just bringing somebody in as like a third
wheel.
Not a third wheel.
A raspberry. A gooseberry, even.
A raspberry. Bringing somebody in as a third choice of anything. He might well be the second choice, and Mark might drop back and take a bit more of a sort of like coaching element to it. That may well be the case, but it's not someone you're going to see week in, week out. It might be someone that you see in the League Cup or the EFL Trophy or something like that, perhaps. but it's not somebody that we're going to really get to know really well. I don't think so. That's what I sort of mean by underwhelming. It's somebody that, in the same way that probably Luke McNicholas and Liam Hall have been. This is a similar sort of thing. We don't really know anything about these players because we never see them play. You know, so
but obviously there's something that Parky and his coaching team and the recruiters, or whatever they're called. Are they called recruiters? Scouts, sorry. Have seen in him. So
yeah,
they wouldn't just bring anybody on, would they?
No.
They haven't made that many mistakes with signings, have they?
No, one or two maybe over the years, but no.
But yeah, that's quite good for.
Yeah, I would say so. In the time they've been here, they haven't really had many misses. Two definite ones that I can think of. Maybe a couple that are on the cusp of being disasters, but yeah, no. Generally, I'd say they're pretty good for their signings. So yeah, that was the first one, and everyone.
We were all ready to go. Oh, okay, fine, yeah.
And
let's go.
It whirred back up again. Second signing, and we thought, oh, here we go. The second one came off. I'm going to have a stab at his name, but I'm still not 100% sure how to say it.
His first or his second?
Well, I know his first one's Sebastian, but then...
Ravon,
yeah, like Phoenix Knights. Ravan?
Who knows?
I'm a little unsure. Look, I was aware of him without really knowing too much about him, if I'm perfectly honest. So he's come from Aston Villa. So last season he played at Rotherham.
Yeah.
Now Rotherham are obviously going to be in the same league as us in the coming season. He spent the whole season there on loan with them. He played 36 games in total for them, but he wasn't Rotherham's player. He was on loan there from Aston Villa. So we have bought him. He's cost money. It's an undisclosed fee.
It's always an undisclosed fee.
I think for us, it is always going to be undisclosed. And the reason for that, in case anybody doesn't know why our transfers would be undisclosed, is we don't want people knowing how much money we're spending to bring players in, because that may well affect the price that people charge. Usually it's undisclosed because you're paying a bit more than possibly what they're worth, and you don't want people knowing that you're paying slightly over the odds for a player. There will be a market valuation for a player.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, a market valuation is £500,000, but you really want them. They don't want to accept the £500,000. They say, I tell you what, give us 750 and you can have him. So you agree, you pay the 750. You don't want the world knowing that you've paid 50% over the market value for a player, because all of a sudden it becomes impossible to sign people for the amount of money that you want to sign them for. People already think we've got more money than we actually have, and that, you know, that we've got bottomless pockets. So I dare say it would always, generally it's always going to be an undisclosed fee.
Yeah, but people will still speculate, won't they?
Of course they will.
He was bought for £70 million.
I know, yeah, I know. Look, he's only 20. He's from West Bromwich, so Birmingham-ish area. He's 21.
It's a little baby.
Yeah, so that means he won't count towards our squad. So when we have to name our squad, we can include him in that, but he won't count towards the numbers because of his age. In a similar way that Max didn't count towards the numbers last season, Max will count towards the numbers this season coming up, but he didn't last season. It's exactly the same thing. It's an age thing. You're allowed sort of under 21 players and stuff like that, and they don't count towards. I don't think goalkeepers do either.
No.
Hence why we've got loads of them. But yeah, so he won't count towards that. He only played one senior game for Aston Villa, and that was in the Europa Conference League. Do you know what that is? So the Europa Conference League is like the poor man's Europa League, and the Europa League is the poor man's Champions League.
Okay.
Okay. So Champions League, that is the champions from each country in Europe go into competition. Some countries have some additional spaces, second and third, just second, whatever. Some don't; they just have first. The Europa League are sort of the teams who finish, below the ones that are going to the Champions League, and the Europa Conference League are the people who finish below the Europa League qualification spots.
Okay.
I think that's I've described that as best I can. So yeah, so he played one game in that. He sat on the bench for one, and he played 90 minutes in one as well. So he has one senior appearance. Everyone's sort of going, But if he'd have played more games for Aston Villa, he probably wouldn't be coming to us. Because the more games you get at a top flight club, the more interest that you draw from teams that are higher up than we are. Yeah. I would sort of suggest. So I think it's a decent signing for me. No, you look unsure.
Well, I've just noticed what you've put here, and I'm what will happen to McLean?
Oh right, yeah, okay. I don't know what will happen to McLean.
Why don't you know, Ryan?
Okay, so for me, why do you bring in a player that has played a full season in the Championship into your squad if you don't have a good idea that you're going to be playing him quite regularly? Equally, if you flip that a little bit from the player's point of view, why would you go to a team which is lower down than the team that you've just been playing for to sit on the bench when at a higher level you've been playing week in, week out? Do you get my point?
I get you, but Rotherham are in the same league as us now, so maybe that's his thinking.
He was still in the Championship, though.
I know,
he still played all them games in the Championship.
Yeah.
So why do you then drop down the league to not get in the team? I think a conversation's definitely been had. I'm not saying at all that any assurances would ever be given to a signing to say, look, you're going to play. That them sort of assurances wouldn't be made because you can't guarantee that. If a player comes in and just doesn't perform, he's not going to play.
Yeah.
But the conversation will have been had, from him or from his agent or from somebody going, hang on a minute, you've got a week in, week out left wing back here. Why do you want me or my player or whatever? Why do you want him? What are your plans? Is he going to be playing? Is he just here to back up James McLean? So them conversations have been had.
I can see, though, because obviously McLean's only signed another 12-month contract.
Yeah, because you don't.
So, exactly. So maybe they're looking ahead.
Yeah.
And thinking, well,
share the position.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they do with Fletcher.
Yeah, and it's not as if we have. It's not as if this guy's on loan. We've bought him. He is our player, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No.
So you can now see a definite shift in the way that we're doing business in the transfer market as well. I mean, he is a clear indication here of we've all of a sudden, if you look back at sort of signings we've made in the past, you look at your Stephen Fletchers, you look at your Ollie Palmers, your James McLeans, we're looking at not old, but certainly not young.
Old in the football world. They're not old in
they're not old.
Terms.
They're all very much younger than me. Some of them a lot younger than me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in footballing terms, yes.
Yeah.
Old. But you can see we haven't gone middle of the road here. We've signed a 22-year-old, a 23-year-old, a 21-year-old, a 26-year-old, and a 27-year-old. Not all of these players have got years ahead of them. Max has signed another contract, 22. these players are. There's a certain shift in focus here from just going right. What can we bring in that's high impact, but isn't going to stay with us for very long? It's completely flipped on its head now, and all of a sudden we're looking at who can play for us for the next 10 years.
I think that's what we needed, though.
It is,
it's
definitely.
It's all well and good, like you said, bringing in like Fletcher and McLean, who are awesome football players, but they are coming to the end of their career, and they've just got they're thinking ahead. They're looking at a future strategy rather than the here and now strategy. So I think it's a good call, to be fair, bringing all these young'uns on board.
It is. Look, it's not always going to work, and
no.
you do need old heads to tie everything together a little bit.
Yeah.
Some people who've got experience, who've been there, who've done that. That's why I think it's great having people like James McLean, like Stephen Fletcher in and around a squad. Mark Howard as well has played at a very high level and been around big squads, big personalities, knows how to deal with people. We're definitely creating a very good culture at the club, but you can't, I'm going to use the old Alan Hansen thing, you can't win anything with kids. As we all know, he was very wrong because he was talking about Man United at the time when they had sort of Beckham and Nicky Butt and Scholes and all them young players. You can win things with kids, but you need the old heads to tie everything in together. Yeah. You really do. So, but I think nothing but positive things about these moves for these players.
Yeah, definitely.
Going back to the question though, because we sort of skirted around it and didn't really answer it. What happens to James McLean? I don't know. I haven't just brought that question back up to go, who knows? I think, you can look at it two ways, couldn't you? You could look at it as, maybe we're shifting him into a more central midfield position. He's always been an option in midfield. We've played him in midfield before. We played him up front before. That has been an option. And but we have just signed a midfielder to sit in the middle and sort of do that job. For me, it would be a little odd to sign somebody in the middle who feels like a big signing to then just move your left back into the middle and take his spot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that completely works. So I think you could very well be looking at sort of like a shared left wing back sort of thing. But
again, a good problem to have.
It's a lovely problem to have, where you're thinking, well, we've got this great player, that great player, and by signing 2 defenders in this window, we've gained 2 defenders and sort of 2 midfielders as well, because we've signed Lewis Brunt, who is probably going to take Tom O'Connor's position. So all of a sudden we've got an extra midfielder in Tom O'Connor, and you've signed Rayvon. We've signed him, who has potentially converted McLean into a bit more freedom in the middle. So you've sort of signed 2 defenders and created 2 extra midfielders at the same time. So I don't know how it's going to go. I'm very interested to see how it goes. I think you probably go, I don't know. I've just realised how little I know. I genuinely don't know what we're going to do on that left-hand side now.
We'll see.
I'm more interested to see how we sort of set up, because we started I'm looking forward to seeing the friendlies and how we set up, because the formation was very different in the Hanley game.
Yeah.
And I know that is the perfect opportunity to do something like that, because it's a friendly. You're going to get a little bit more time on the ball, a little bit more space, because they're from a lower tier than you are. So it's a good opportunity to try a few things out. I'm just really interested to see how it plays out. We've obviously changed our complete transfer strategy by going for younger players. So maybe the time has come to change our formational strategy as well.
Yes, we'll see, won't we? On the 10th of August.
We will.
Well, before that, we've got the Fleetwood game first, haven't we? I'm assuming, all these games that are going on.
We've got all the American games as well.
So I'm assuming they're going to test out things there as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm just excited to see what we do. I am excited.
Tell it to your face then. So more news. Wrexham Academy awarded Category 3 licence for 24-25. It's a 1-year licence with a view to obtain 3 years when it lapses. So basically the Category 3 licence, the higher tier licence allows for the introduction of the under 9 to under 16 age groups as part of the academy, where Category 4 only allows the higher ages.
Yeah, look, it's really positive. We had the news about Wrexham sort of partnering with Darland School last week, building an academy sort of on the school grounds, 5 pitches, varying sizes. They've got their academy license, their EFL academy license. It's all going in the right direction. I think we were in a position where everyone was a little bit down in the dumps about the academy, and nothing looked like it was going right. It looked like players were going to be let go left, right, and centre. There was nowhere for them to train. And just out of the blue, we've achieved our Category 3 licence. We've agreed a deal for all these academy pitches and academy facilities, and it's like, wow, where's all this come from? Because it did feel like we were almost in a position where the academy was dead in the water, which would have been an absolute travesty. Because
we need the academy for the
100%.
Especially if we're going with this young player strategy now.
Yeah, I know. So I'm really happy that this has happened. And we brought in some new players as well.
We did, some scholars.
Yeah, so we brought in 10 scholars, varying ages. I'm not even on the right page. I do apologise. They're 2-year scholarships, basically. So I'm not going to read out the names of the 10 players. But following a successful first season as an EFL licensed academy, the players and staff for the 24-25 season have returned to training for the new campaign, with 10 players welcomed to 2-year scholarships to take the squad to 24 players in total. Now, they have come from various different backgrounds. They are not just Wrexham lads. They are lads who have been, one of them was at Wolves last season. One has come through the Man City Academy. I'm not going to mention names, but I have watched some YouTube videos of 1 or 2 of them, and they look good. They look really good. So I'm quite excited to see how that develops and sort of where we can take. I think when you've got really good players in the academy, which I'm sure we always have, I now think we're at a point where we need to be stepping up. The staff need to be stepping up and making sure that we're nurturing it just right. And we're getting these players through into the first team. Yeah. Look, it's not going to be instant results, but I think, over the next few years, I think we need to start seeing more Max Cleworths.
Definitely.
That's what I'd like to see.
Definitely.
From what I've seen with the players that we've brought in, there's a definite possibility of that. It's just how we nurture it and how we develop it now moving forward.
Sorry, I'm melting.
It is hot, isn't it?
I'm not sure I'm going to cope in Ibiza, but anyway. So Tuesday, the new home shirt was revealed.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well.
What do you think? Go on.
There's not much difference with it.
No.
We've got the white band around the arm, the cuff.
Yeah.
The collar style.
What do you think of the collar? That was something
different.
I wanted to ask. Yes.
It's different. I think it's quite difficult as a female. Obviously, the shirts are. I don't want to say this, but I think the shirts are more geared towards men.
Well, no, right. So, sorry, I'm pointing my finger at you. So, a lot of other clubs do a ladies' version of a shirt.
They do.
Wrexham don't.
They used to, though, years ago.
They did used to, not that long ago, but they've stopped for some reason, and they just do one shirt now, which, as you quite rightly say, the shape and everything of it is very much a man's shirt and not like a sort of lady shirt. Yeah, like a lady shirt. But so I'm quite surprised that they don't do that.
But to be honest, it doesn't bother me.
No.
Because
it bothers you enough that you brought it up.
Well, no, it's just that I don't know what it's going to look like. I like it. Yeah. I like the dragon kind of scale effect. I really do like that. And the thing that I love the most about it is the back, where it's basically giving what's the word? Memoriam to the 266 men who died in the Wrexham mining disaster. Which was nearly, how long? It was nearly 100 years ago now, was it?
It's more over. Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Yes.
So obviously, that is. I think that was one of the things that quite a lot of people were a bit annoyed about with last season's shirt.
Yes,
because
it was
there was
something
no
that...
homage or anything to those 266 men.
Yeah.
So it's such a simple thing. It's just the memorial wheel that's situated in Wrexham, outside the Wrexham. I don't know. It's on the Wrexham roundabout. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then it's just got 266, and I just think that is. Yeah, that's the thing that I like the most about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited with, I'm saying all this. We've ordered it.
Well, weirdly, we were, so Sean went on, I was away doing something else, but Sean went on and ordered it. You went on, you put them in your basket, you went to check out, you put your card details in, everything went through, happy days. And we thought it was a lot easier than it had been over previous years, didn't we?
Weirdly, though, because you'd logged into your laptop, your iPad.
Yes.
And there was like a little bar on there and a little like footballer and a goal at the end to kind of show you where you were in the queue. I logged on my phone after you.
Yeah.
But I got into the front of the queue before you did, so...
Okay.
But it was, it wasn't...
That to one side... Literally no issues, was there? Not at all.
Sizes were all there.
But the weird thing is, loads of people had problems. There was a mad scrum for shirts. Everyone went on. You had no problems. We had Anthony said, wait till you get to checkout. It's like a 90s Apple Safari spinning wheel of doom. And Mark said, the thing says queue paused. I got through quick as, then the whole thing froze and went back to the beginning. So look, plenty of people were having issues and having problems. Yeah. We just didn't see it. We didn't experience any of it this year. And the irony of it all is that I went on to the club shop 14 hours after just to have a little nose, and every single size was still showing as in stock. So it's sort of like, oh, actually, you probably didn't need all this big mad scrum to go rushing out and making sure you're on at 9 o'clock and everyone sort of trying to crash a website collectively. Probably didn't need it. You could have waited 12 hours, just gone on your own and ordered the shirt. I mean, it was a lesson learned, I think, but the reason it's like that is because what's happened in previous years. You sort of get the feeling that they've done a little bit of a deal with Macron, whereas before, Macron sort of went, right, you've got 20,000, that's your limit, or whatever the number, I'm just making that up, but this is your limit. They put them out there, and then as soon as they reached the ceiling, they were going, right, sold out. But this time it doesn't feel like that. I don't think the demand for the shirts has gone down.
No, if anything, it's gone up probably.
Because my argument last season was a pre-order should be exactly that. It should be a case of, right, we haven't placed the order yet. Like when like on a Friday in work when you're doing a bacon butty run, and then you go, how many people want a bacon butty? Right, and then you go, right, you, right, okay, 15. So you're 15, and then you go to the bacon butty shop and you go, 15, please. That to me is what a pre-order is. Yeah. Who wants a shirt? How many is there? Let's make a note. What's your size? What's your... I know I'm being a bit silly, but
No, I know, I get
that
you.
to me is what a pre-order is. You write them all down, you hand it off to your supplier, and then your supplier goes, right, yeah, okay, we'll sort that for you. There shouldn't be, during a pre-order, in my opinion, any sort of hint of sold out. Because as long as your supplier is a proper supplier who can supply whatever you want, then it should never sell out, should it?
Maybe that's one of the deals that they did to keep them on for another season.
I suspect so.
Yeah.
I very much think that the club have sort of gone, this isn't happening again. We're not losing out on money because you aren't able to keep up with the demand that we now have. And they've probably gone, we hear you, we will fix that, take as many pre-orders as you want, we will sort it.
How long will it take though, do you reckon?
I don't know.
It might be in January before we see these shirts, but...
I know, it is a bit of a concern that perhaps we're going to... Because last season, I remember going to the first game of the season. No, we missed the first game. I remember going to the first game still wearing the old shirt because the new one hadn't arrived. I sort of wonder whether that's going to be a similar scenario again.
Which will be disappointing.
It will be disappointing.
Yeah.
One thing I think is worth mentioning is the price.
Yeah.
So they're priced at, the adult shirts are priced at £60.
Plus, you've got to pay posting and packaging as well.
Yes, on top. So £60, for anybody who isn't aware, is the most expensive shirt, not only in Wrexham's history, but it is the most expensive shirt in League One, as it currently stands. There is only one other club that has a shirt the same price as ours, and that's Birmingham. So it's us and Birmingham at £60. Everybody else in League One,
owners.
Yeah, they have, yeah,
and Canadian, sorry.
Yeah, and everybody else in League One is cheaper than us. Okay, so most shirts are between £50 and £55 in League One. So we're obviously at 60. I don't know how I feel about it. I think it's strange, isn't it? Because I get that can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Do I understand why? I'm not sure. But you really want to push the club forward and you want to make lots of money so that you can push the club forward. I do worry sometimes that you maybe alienate some people.
Definitely.
The kids' kits are sorry, I will rephrase that. The kids' shirts are £40. For £40, there or thereabouts, you can get most other club in League One's full kits for kids. I think they're around the £40 to £45 for a full kit. So that is shirt, shorts and socks. There isn't even a kids option for socks at the moment. The socks are just adult socks, you know. Which, let's face it,
they're probably the only kids are the only ones who probably would wear the socks.
Of course, or people who play football who want to wear some socks. I don't know. For me, I think I don't know. I just think it's pushing it a little bit. And I know we had this conversation last year, and last year they were cheaper than this, and we're having the same conversation again because they've gone up again. I don't know.
We had a message from Wrexham FC Boston.
Okay.
Hey guys, happy shirt day. So far from the States, it seemed like easy ordering. I did not get up early, but logged on 3 to 4 hours after ordering went live.
Which seems to be the way that everyone should have done it.
And he said, I waited in a queue for about 20 seconds before getting to the ordering page, fully expecting extra large to be sold out. It wasn't, which was nice. I do have a question. Maybe I missed it in an official message from the club. If you are pre-ordering multiple shirts, are they going to figure out how to combine shipping into a single order that would that would be one annoyance. Having to pay £20 extra per shirt when in reality they could have been combined into a single order. Maybe I missed this, or maybe you have insight into it. It might be worthwhile question to address for the next week's pod. Keep up the great work. I basically said I've seen a few moans about this online from international fans, or actually UK fans as well.
So what did we pay? Did we pay one shipping cost, or did we pay two?
We paid one because I ordered the two. I think what he's saying, or she, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, to be honest. It says Wrexham.
It's a man.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think what they're saying is when you've got the home kit, the third kit, and the second kit. He's wondering when you order all those together,
could they not all be shipped at the same time? I
basically said I can't see the club being that sophisticated about it. I basically said I've seen a few moans online about the issues with ordering, but like you, we've had no issues whatsoever. You have a very good point in regards to shipping, but unfortunately, I don't think the club would have even taken this into consideration. We will, and I said we'll definitely talk about this on the pod.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one, that, isn't it? You're placing an order. Yeah. Then that is going to be classified as one order. And then you're going to get charged shipping for that order.
Yeah.
If you then place a second order a week later,
you're
going to get charged shipping again.
Yeah.
There's nothing the club are going to do for that. I think my argument would be, in that instance,
wait till they're all out.
Wait till they're all out, order them all together, get charged one shipping.
But I think what the problem is because of the issues that people have had previously.
Yes.
People are too scared to wait.
Yes.
Maybe if you're going to be ordering the away kit and the away shirt and the third shirt, maybe wait until they're both out and then order them together if you're going to be ordering them together.
I do get your point, though, because it is running the risk, isn't it?
It is
the only way that you can do. Most other clubs release their shirts all together. We've staggered ours, and I do get the point a little bit, saying, it just sort of feels like you're sort of crippling people a little bit with shipping because they're having to all be shipped separately.
$20 though.
I know.
I mean, ours was nearly a £5.
Yeah.
So basically,
and we're on the corner. Yeah.
But there was no click and collect because I think they're coming from Networld Sports, aren't they?
They are. Which the annoying thing is, the place where they're actually coming from
is right next.
I work next door to them, so I could literally knock on their door and say, "Can I have my shirt?" But instead, I've got to pay a £5 to have it delivered to my house. But I do get that. I get that it's quite annoying, but at the same time, separate orders are going to incur separate shipping costs. But you could then argue on the flip side, well, surely the club should maybe release these all. But then you could possibly argue that maybe they're not releasing them all together because,
it'll be too expensive.
70% of the fans might just want the home shirt. 60% of the fans might order two shirts. 30% of the fans might order all three. So if you release them all at the same time, maybe that would crash the website. So maybe that is another reason why they are staggering it. But I do get your point. Perhaps it would be nice, I know it's a bit sophisticated, to go, I'd like to pre-order this one, put that to one side, let's wait till the next one comes out and I'll pop that in the same basket or something along them lines. That might be quite nice.
Or you could, like a holding place where you pay for that one, but then say, you click a button saying, please hold on to this until, that's too sophisticated. But yeah.
Look, we saw the lads jetting off to the States.
We did.
This week. One thing, just while we're talking about kits and stuff, I'd talk about merch. That Arthur Okonkwo hoodie, the hoodie he had on, I want one of them.
Yeah.
Looks great.
I think the training kits and all the kit that they're wearing at the moment out there, I just think it's really...
Yeah, it's nice. That hoodie looked really good.
Yeah.
How he was wearing a hoodie in this weather, I've got no idea, but that's by the by.
It might be really cold on the plane.
Maybe. But yeah, so they've jetted off. Now, this is where us recording early gets a little bit sketchy.
Yeah.
In the sense of, as we said, we're recording on Friday. Wrexham men are playing Bournemouth on Saturday, which for us now is in the future, but for you guys listening to this is in the past. So we don't know what's happened.
Wrexham are going to win 20-0. There you go. Heard it here first.
We don't know the score.
No, we
don't know what happened.
No.
We don't know who played. So we can't really talk about that. The lads are playing Chelsea on Wednesday at the Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. That's the home of the 49ers.
San Francisco 49ers.
You've been to San Francisco, haven't you?
I have been to San Francisco. I don't know what this accent is, so I'm just going to stop it now.
Please, yeah.
Yeah, I've been to San Francisco.
Liked it? How old were you when you went there?
20. It was my dad's 50th we went for. 16 years ago.
16 years ago.
So I don't know how old I was 16 years ago.
You were 26.
I was 26.
Liked it? Nice. I'd love to go, to be honest.
Alcatraz was the best.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eerie. You have to get a boat to it.
Do you get to go in?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
All around the cells and everything.
Oh.
And they have these headphones on,
and
they tell you, and you can hear like clanging on the. It's really eerie.
Is it?
But if you ever go to San Francisco, you have to go to Alcatraz.
Well, loads of fans have. So,
yeah, it's amazing.
Yes. So, anyway, sorry. Tickets are still available for the Chelsea game because I had a little look.
Yep.
They're on Ticketmaster. The cheapest I could find was $81.95.
Which is?
I suppose it's about 1.5 times. So, 55?
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
For a massive stadium thing.
No.
But then you've got, if you're in the area, obviously, you've just got that one kind of thing to pay. But if you're coming from here, then you've got plane rides.
Quite expensive.
Yeah.
All of that. Talking of the 49ers, I had a message from Bryant. Bryant said that he was listening to episode 106 on the way to work, and he said, "I'm always impressed with your random NFL knowledge. Didn't expect to hear a Cam Newton reference from me last week." I did reply to him, but I like I said, I've been watching the NFL for about 27 years, to be honest. So I do pick up quite a lot, and I think one of the things I said to him was, random facts and things like that tend to stick in my head. The important stuff, not so much.
Dates and things is just absolutely awful.
Some dates I'm all right with, but random facts, that's my sweet spot. Random facts and stuff like that. So there we go.
And the men will be playing Vancouver Whitecaps on Saturday the 27th of July, which is a week tomorrow. It's...
Oh, just don't... No,
it's on Saturday if you're watching this on Monday.
Yeah.
At BC...
No, it's on Saturday, whatever day they're watching this. The day doesn't change to what day they're watching this.
Yeah, it's on the 27th of July.
Yes.
At BC Place. Women have already played SoCal FC and Tigres? Tigres under 19s, both at Drake Stadium in Los Angeles.
Yeah, so obviously we can't talk about that either, them two games, because they're in... one of them is today for us and one of them is Monday, I can't quite remember. So both of them for you guys will be in the past, but for us are in the future, so we'll skip over them as well. Upcoming is the game against the Portland Thorns Academy on Friday the 26th of July at Providence Park.
So
we had to mention it because it's obviously a quite important thing, but for us that's just a little bit of a nightmare section of the show because we don't know what's happened in almost half of the games that have gone on.
If we did, we could put bets on it and win some money.
I know.
But we don't, we can't.
No.
If you want to get in touch with us, by the way, thank you for all your messages. I thought you were going to speak then. You can get in touch with us on X, TikTok, go back, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or email us at methewifeofwrexhamafc@gmail.com. Yeah,
well done.
Honestly, I am melting.
It's on. You just got to crack on.
I cannot wait to get in that pool.
Look, we're gonna no me. Look, we're gonna have a little chat about two of our opponents for next season. I'm going to start with Leyton Orient.
Is this the one with the gargoyle?
No, that's Lincoln. We've already done them, darling. This is Leyton Orient.
I knew it started with an L.
Yeah. Founded in 1881 as Glyn Cricket Club. They've also been called Orient, Clapton Orient, and finally a name change after World War II to Leyton Orient. Do you know how the name came about? Yes, you do, because you're reading the notes, so I'll just crack on. The name came about from an ex-player.
I didn't see that, to be fair. My eyes were like darting on the notes to see where it was, but I didn't get there.
It came from one of their ex-players called Jack R. Deering, who worked for the Orient Steam Navigation Company. They're based in and around Leyton in London, basically. So it just became Leyton Orient. Basically, that's where the Orient came from. They play at Brisbane Road, which is 210 miles away. It's about 4 hours. Capacity of 9,271. The ground is also home to Tottenham Hotspur Women.
Oh, okay.
They play there as well. About 1,000 away fans at that game. Last game between the two clubs was a 1-0 loss at Brisbane Road in March 2019. That was in the National League. The goal in that game was scored by Marvin Ekpateta.
I love that name.
Yeah, so do I.
Ekpateta.
Where does he play? Where did he move to? Just want to hear you say it. Come on.
Hiberian. I can't.
Hiberian? What is that?
Hiberian.
That's what you were saying last week. Hibernian.
Hibernian. Well, there's no U in it.
What?
Hibernian.
No, it's an E.
Oh, is there? I thought it was an A. Oh, for God's sake.
The last home game was a 1-0 loss in January 2019 in the FA Trophy. Leyton Orient won the league that year with 89 points. We finished 4th. And we've lost in the playoffs to Eastleigh.
Shocking!
Yeah. That was the season that Salford won the playoff final and to take them up to League Two.
I remember that.
Yeah. Not that long ago, 5 years ago. They were champions of League Two in 22-23. Last season, they finished 11th on 65 points. Nickname is the O's. Little bit disappointing. Just been going, what can we call ourselves? Should we just take the first letter of the second part of our name? Yeah, that'll do. The O's.
No, the Lows.
Huh?
They should have been called the Lows.
Yeah. One of their sponsors are the Sidemen.
Really?
Yeah. So
have you told Alfie that?
I don't think I have told him that. It's so basically they're one of the club sponsors. They're not the shirt sponsors or anything like that, but they are one of the club sponsors. They filmed quite a few videos actually. Well, they have done. Filmed quite a few videos at Leyton Orient's ground. We play away at Leyton Orient on the 28th of September and home on the 8th of February. The top scorer was Rule Soteriou. With 11. He's moved to Bristol Rovers now, so we will need to worry about him, but he'll be playing for somebody else. They've released 6 players this summer. 5 loan players returned to their parent club, and they've brought in 3 new players in the summer. Ollie Palmer used to play for him. Of course he did. Play for everyone. But yeah, that's them. Now, there's a reason that I picked Leyton Orient. One of the reasons is we are fast running out of teams, and they were just one of the ones that were left. But I wasn't actually going to pick them this week.
Okay.
But the reason I did is they released their ticket pricing for the upcoming season. So I wanted to have a little conversation about that and how that affects us as away fans travelling to their ground, and also a little bit of a conversation surrounding what Wrexham actually do for ticket pricing, etc. Now, they released their ticket pricing and they've graded their games. So a lot of clubs do this. Now, generally you see this in the Premier League. So the Premier League, like if you go to Man City, Liverpool, I dare say, I haven't looked into it, but I dare say every Premier League club will grade their games. So you'll have a double A game. So, for example, for Man City, a double A game would be Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal. You know, a game.
The top 5.
Yeah, a game that is going to have a big draw.
Yeah.
That would be classified as a double A game. That would be the most expensive ticket. An A game would be a decent draw. You know, a decent sized club, but not as big as a double A. And then you get a B category ticket.
An A is bigger than a double A.
Yeah.
In booby size.
Yeah, I know, but not. But not in this instance.
I know.
So yeah, most Premier League clubs do that. most Championship clubs, I would have thought, do that. In League One, not everybody does do this.
We don't, do we?
Well, no, we'll come on to that. And in League Two, generally nobody does it. So we're now getting to a point where we're finding clubs that are grading the games. Now, we have been categorised by Leyton Orient as a AA category game.
Are you shocked by that?
Not really.
No.
There's only 3 clubs that have been categorised as a AA game. It's us, Birmingham and Charlton. So we are one of just 3 teams. That means that the tickets will be £32 as opposed to...
Is that an adult ticket?
That's
32?
an adult ticket.
Yeah.
I haven't gone through all the pricing. As opposed to 30 for a category A or 25 for a category B. Now, most of the teams in the league are under category B.
Mm-hmm.
There are some under category A and then a very small amount under category AA, which includes us. Now, a lot of people might say, that's not that bad. It's not a huge sort of gap. But if you bear in mind that most clubs will be a category B, that's 25. We're because we're AA, it's 32. That's a £7 price difference. Mm-hmm. That isn't just for us. That's for all the home fans as well. So basically, the home fans are having to deal with the fact that
tickets will be more
expensive.
Games.
£7 for one game, I would argue, is nothing. Okay,
one game
as a one-off. But you've got a lot of games in a season, and when this sort of keeps happening. Imagine we get categorised as AA at every team that we go and play.
It's possible.
It is possible. I understand why people do it. I'm not sure I'm a massive fan of it.
It seems greedy to me, but...
Look, we don't do it at Wrexham. Yet. Do you think we should be doing it?
No.
No. What's your sort of... Just while you're talking, I'm just going to... Okay. Yeah, don't know what it was.
Went up my nose then.
Yeah.
What do I think of it? Or do I think there should be?
Well,
I don't think there should be.
Okay. For what reason?
Because I just think I don't know. I just think there should be one set price. It just confuses people.
Do you think it's profiteering a little bit?
100%.
From
us and Birmingham and Charlton, 100%.
From big name clubs.
Yeah, 100%. And I hope, maybe it'll happen when we get higher up, but at the moment, I hope that the people who run our club for us, don't feel like that's something that we have to do. Because I think we get a good draw of fans anyway. Yeah. I don't think we need to increase our prices anymore. To get, because I just think it's ridiculous. I think it is profiteering, and I just think it's football. And this is what annoys me with the football shirts, with the ticket pricing and all that jazz. Football is meant to be, and they bang on about this all the time. Not Wrexham, but the whole of the UEFA, FIFA, whoever it is, say that football is meant to be accessible to everybody. Yeah. And hiking up prices of shirts and tickets and what have you, merchandise, whatever, you are not making it accessible for everybody. So
you're talking to Wrexham there, though?
No, I'm not.
But we have got the most expensive shirt in the league. So
okay, well, yeah, you're not making it accessible. But the thing is, though, I say that, but then people will still buy them, and it's like, what's the word? Something in demand.
What?
So there's a saying, supply and demand.
Yeah.
If people will keep buying, they're gonna keep. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's one of them. I
got my goat up a little bit then. I'm really sorry.
I think it's weird, isn't it? Because I'm a big believer in something is worth what people are willing to pay for it.
Exactly, yeah.
And if people are willing to pay it, you might have a lot of people that will complain about it. But if people are willing to pay, then it's quite hard to argue that it shouldn't be at that price when there's people willing to do it. But look, I just wanted to bring that up. We'll move on to Blackpool.
This fixture I'm excited about because we've talked about Blackpool before.
Yeah.
I think we named one of our podcasts after Drunks on Donkeys. Or
yeah,
something.
we did. Yeah. When we didn't even talk, we didn't actually Blackpool. Maybe that should have been the name for this episode, but
yeah, it might have been a good idea.
Yeah.
So our next opponent we're going to talk about is Blackpool. So they were founded in 1887, and they're about an hour and a half away from us, which is about 87 miles, which is not that far really. No. They play at Bloomfield Road. The capacity is 16,616.
Both of my fault, isn't it?
16616. So the away capacity is up to 2,500 away fans.
Yeah, I've never been to Bloomfield Road.
Oh, I'm excited.
I haven't. It's somewhere I've never been. I'm not sure why, but I've not been there. So I am looking forward to that one.
We'll make your dreams come true.
Yes.
The last game was 4-3 in the LDV Vans Trophy, which is now known as the EFL Trophy, in October 2005 at Bloomfield Road. Last home game was a 2-1 defeat in January 2005 in League One.
Yeah.
Blackpool finished 16th that year, and we were relegated to League Two, last time in League One until now.
Yeah.
Since then, they have spent one season in the Premier League, 9 in the Championship, 8 in League One, and 1 in League Two. And last season, they finished 8th in League One on 73 points. The nickname is the Seasiders of the Tangerines. They play in orange, don't they?
Yeah, so I think generally at the moment they use the Seasiders, but they have used the Tangerines as well. So it's one or the other. So.
I like the Seasiders better than the Tangerines.
Yeah.
So they won the FA Cup in 1953.
That is known as the Stanley Matthews final.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so basically it's basically for the way he played in that game. It basically they say that he controlled the whole game, dictated the game, so it's always called the Stanley Matthews Cup final. That one.
So our first game with them is at home on Boxing Day, which is exciting. I'm so glad we've got a home game for Boxing Day this year. And their away game, our away game with them is on the 21st of April next year, which is a bank holiday, I believe. It's Bank Holiday Monday, isn't it?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their top scorer is Jordan Rhodes, who scored 15 goals last season. 11 players have been released this summer. 4 loan players returning to their parent clubs, and they have brought 5 players in, including Rhodes at the end of his loan.
Yeah.
So Jordan Rhodes was on loan, and they bought him.
So they had him on loan. He scored 15. He went back, and then they bought him, basically. So that's
good
where they're at.
Financial move, I think.
Quick
I
shout
don't
out.
even know who he is.
Quick shout out for Dragon Chat. It's a mental health peer support group. They run 2 Zoom calls every week. One is Monday at 8 p.m. and that is for women, and one is on Thursday at 7 p.m. and that is for men. Best thing to do is if you follow Steve Lloyd on Twitter, which is at Dragon Chat WXMFC. Quiz time. Ready?
Yes.
We need to hurry up because I think I am genuinely losing
I don't
weight.
think I can get up from the seat. I think my legs are actually stuck to it.
Okay, I'm wearing an Ibiza shirt.
You are.
This week, and I told you they are called UD Ibiza. But what does UD stand for?
Union Departamento.
No.
I can't remember.
Union Deportivo.
Oh, it's close.
Close, yeah. You chalk that up as close if you want. Number 2, as discussed, will be a category AA game when we visit Brisbane Road to face Leyton Orient. Do you remember how much the tickets were?
32.
Yeah, that's not the question. To face Leyton Orient, but how much is a ticket for their category B games?
30.
Okay.
No, 25. It's category A is 30, sorry. Yeah,
Well
25.
done. Yes. New signing Sebastian Ravan played one. I don't know. I still don't know how to say it.
Ravan! You've got to do that every time.
Okay. Played one competitive game for Aston Villa, but in what competition?
EFL Trophy.
The
Oh, no, the Europa. I can't remember what it's called.
Europa's right.
Europa.
Yeah. Sorry?
Conference.
Conference.
Europa Conference Cup.
Europa.
Trophy.
Europa Conference.
Game. Trophy.
I'll give you Europa Conference League.
Ah.
Okay. Number 4. Which Wrexham player did we see having an ice bath over in America in a short Twitter video which went absolutely mental this week?
I haven't seen this video.
Stop pretending like you haven't bookmarked it.
I haven't seen it.
Haven't you?
But I'm going to go and watch it after this.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess James McLean.
No.
Elliot Lee.
It was Elliot Lee.
I'm going to have that one.
You're absolutely not.
I absolutely am.
Because you answered James McLean.
I didn't. I just mentioned James McLean's name.
Anyway, yeah, it is Elliot Lee. Yes. I think he's got some socks down the pants as well, if I'm completely honest. But
oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Got to go with his 6-foot stature that he's got.
Into what, number 5, into what American airport did the team fly?
LAX.
It was LAX. Well done.
Sweet dreams, my LAX.
Oh,
that's not the lyrics, but anyway. Rachel Stevens.
Yeah, I know it is.
Sweet dreams, my yeah.
Yeah, it's an awful song.
It is awful.
Look, you did all right, actually. You got 3. I mean, you would argue you got 4, but you're not having the Elliot Lee one. No way. You're not. You're not. So 3. Yeah, definitely 3. Definitely 3. Right. Look, I hope you've enjoyed this week. Because I don't know where my head's. My head's already on holiday. When this comes out, my head will literally be on holiday.
Your head was on holiday at 7 o'clock last night when you finished work.
I know.
Literally came in, right, beer.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Let's get some sangria.
Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? Yeah.
Don't even drink.
Look, thank you very much for tuning in again this week. We are going to have a well-deserved week break, but do not fear. We will be back with episode 108 next week. So we'll see you then.
Bye.